Update Sneak Peek 1 brings new troop and defense levels, the Earthquake Spell Tower, and a new pet, the Greedy Raven. Let's kick off with all of the defense levels first though. When the update is released, you will lose any supercharge levels for these buildings since a new level is now released. Starting out, we have the Inferno Tower. Clearly you have a couple of these to upgrade around your base. 26.5 million gold and 13.5 days to upgrade. This does not include any gold pass perks, which as I explained in a recent video, the gold pass is being revamped with this update as well, but that will start the 1st of March. For the Inferno upgrade to level 12, we get more hit points and damage per second. This is in single target mode. When you look at the multi-mode, it is still just the hit points and damage per second. No increase in the number of targets for this upgrade. Aesthetically, it is nice to have the Inferno match the cosmic vibe, but let's move across to the Mortar. This now fires cosmic rock towards the troops. 100 extra hit points, 6 extra damage, 21 million gold, 12 days and 12 hours to upgrade. Swiftly moving along to the Tesla. This one for me, I think looks amazing. They've been doing a great job with a lot of the artwork recently. You can see the improved stats on your screen and the cost. Obviously, you've got numerous hidden Tesla around the base to upgrade. Before then, though, I would actually go with the Fire Spitters first because they can be a real nuisance, especially with modifiers in play. And after the Fire Spitters, I'd go with the Inferno Towers that I showed you first. 300 extra hit points, 18 damage per second, which equals 2 extra damage per hit. These, like I said, is what I would upgrade first, but note that for all of these defenses, there are no supercharge levels. So you only have to upgrade the level itself. Presumably the supercharges will come in a future update later this year. There are just 2 traps getting upgrades. The Giga Bomb is improved to level 4, 100 extra damage. Essentially, this just matches the new level of troops or hero hit points. So really, it's just keeping up with the Town Hall 18 damage. Next up though, the Seeking Air Mine. Now, the balance changes a couple of weeks ago meant that if you were using the Life Gem alongside a ground smash attack, your healers would survive a Seeking Air Mine, whereas now with this new level, they will not. So due to this increased damage, you'll just have to be a little bit more careful with your Coco Loons to make sure you can trigger these Seeking Air Mines to protect your healers. Let's move down to the Spell Towers and the Pet House, because we will be getting the Earthquake Spell Tower. But before I go over those, there was a little bit of information today about tomorrow's sneak peek, because Clash of Clans released their dev video, and within it, they talked about some ranked changes, 5 versus 5 coming to Clan War Leagues, and the Unbreakable achievement now requiring only 500 defenses. I will be going over that in a lot more detail tomorrow though, so be sure to subscribe to see that. Let's go over the new troop levels first though, and then I'll break down the spell tower for you. So within the laboratory, we do have some upgrades. First of all, the Archer being upgraded to level 14. Now remember, there are super troop versions of some of these troops, so the Super Archer will equally be getting upgraded with this. Obviously, for each of these troops, I will have the stats on the screen so you can see the new values, but I won't go over and verbally mention every single one of them. The Baby Dragon, I use this a lot for funneling. We do get that Inferno Dragon level now as well, but the Baby Dragon would be one of the troops that are higher on my priority list, just because I do use it within my attack strategies. With any of these troop upgrades, it really depends on what attacks you use as to which one you should upgrade first. Next up, we have the Electro Titan. It's not really used in the current meta because there's so many other variants for ground smash attacks. Maybe this new level will help with 500 extra hit points, 30 damage per second, and an extra 13 aura damage. 30 million elixir and 16 days for that upgrade though. Again, this does not include any of the gold pass boosts, but to be honest, since it's not in the current meta, I wouldn't upgrade this first. I'd maybe go with one of the more safer options. But equally, there's some Dark Elixir troops getting an upgrade, which may be something that you use a lot more commonly. So the Hog Riders, in particular the Super Hog Riders, some of my clanmates were still using at Town Hall 18, so this will hopefully give them a bit of a boost in terms of their use rate. Regular Hog Riders obviously get that extra level as well. Sometimes we use these in the Siege Barracks or the odd one for luring the CC, so this is a nice benefit. Equally, what I feel will be better as a ground smash attack are the Witches in particular the super witches, because they were already pretty usable, especially after some of those equipment balance changes. But in terms of the regular witch, upgraded to level 8, more hit points, more damage per second, and interestingly, an extra skeleton level. Doesn't do that much, to be fair, 15 extra hit points and 5 extra damage per second, but we will take any that we can get, especially the damage per second, I guess, might make a bit more of an impact. The hit points, they're still going to be one-shotted by anything anyway. Lava Hound, we do see these periodically with dragon attacks. Sometimes we see the Ice Hound merged into those as well, so I'll have those Ice Hound new stats on your screen. But I have to say, one of my favorite things about the Lava Hound is the new troop appearance. Maybe it's just a unique factor, but every time I see the new troop levels, they always look so much better than the last. Interestingly, for this one, we do get 2 extra lava pups after the Lava Hound has popped as well, so that will be helpful. The lava pups themselves, though, unlike the witches, will stay at level 1. Now, we have a couple of new spell levels, and in particular, the Earthquake spell actually gets numerous new levels. Starting out with the Revive spell first, though, since it's easier, goes up to level 5, 5 extra percent in terms of the hero heal. This is not a spell that I particularly use in my attack strategies, but if you did used to like the Super Yeti Mass Hero Revive strategy, this one might give you that little bit extra success, so clearly it would be higher up on your upgrade list. So the Earthquake spell, it has numerous new levels because there is a new mechanic within it whereby it will now damage defending units. This also applies to the Earthquake Boots for the Barbarian King, but it is not a flat damage the way the Earthquake Boots used to work when they first released. It is a percentage damage to those troops. So upgrading from 5 to 6, you will get 5% troop damage, which at first glance seems fairly useless. Going to level 7, you get an extra 5%, and then up to now the maximum of level 8, you have 14% troop damage. Clearly, you're not really going to use this versus defending clan castle troops. Perhaps if you're using 4 earthquake spells to open up the walls, you could time that alongside CC troops. But really where this is going to be valuable is the fireball when there are defending heroes in that location. Because you're using 2 earthquakes anyway, you're damaging the heroes with the fireball, and this, in a lot of cases, will be enough to finish off those heroes. So if you don't use the fireball, I wouldn't really worry about this upgrade, but for me, I use it every attack. I will be upgrading this as my main priority to try and help take out some of those heroes. After the spells, there is one more upgrade in the laboratory, which is for the Stone Slammer. In the current meta, it's not really even used in air attacks, but getting the extra level keeps the variety of options open and hopefully means the Stone Slammer is a viable option for some of those attacks. We also have 75 more wall pieces that can be upgraded from level 18 to level 19, and interestingly enough, the appearance of the walls has been adjusted. There was a lot of feedback when this was first introduced with Town Hall 19 that it could have been better. Now the walls are a little bit darker, and I have to say that I do think this looks better than the previous design, so a good job to the team. Now let's go over the new spell tower. As you upgrade it from level 3 to 4, yes, you get a couple of extra hit points, but it gives you the ability to use the new spell tower, which is the Earthquake spell. I had mentioned the Fire Spitter and Inferno being important to upgrade, but I will go with my spell towers first. 27 million gold and 14 days is the base amount. Clearly on my main account, I'll be gemming the update to maxed level, but on my second account, these will equally be what I upgrade first. So you would have to upgrade both of your spell towers to use them both as earthquake spells, but how exactly does it work? Just like the other spell towers, the stats are a flat amount. Upgrading the spell tower just gives you the flexibility of changing between spells. So you have a 30% troop damage when the Earthquake spell is thrown. If it wasn't self-explanatory, the Earthquake spell will only impact ground troops. So air troops will set off the tower once they have destroyed the building, and if there happened to be any ground units in that area as well, the Earthquake spell would hit them, but air troops will not be affected by this tower. That definitely means air attacks get a bit of a boost with this update, particularly because when something is new, people tend to use it quite a lot. to try and trip up their opponents if they're not sure how to counter this with their attacks. So I would expect we see it quite a bit with base designs initially, maybe things will balance out afterwards, but it operates exactly the same as the Poison Spell Tower, or the Rage Spell Tower for that matter. A ground troop has to be in the radius of the spell tower for 1.2 seconds in order to trigger the spell to be thrown. Just like the Poison Spell Tower, you can try and trigger it in one direction as your troops move through, because this has 50 seconds before it will rearm and be able to throw the spell again. What it does mean, though, is if you have a ground smash attack moving through an area of the base, particularly high HP units, they are going to take a lot of damage from this. And whilst Rage Spell Towers, you can stack buildings around them, it means that fireballs are very easy to counter those type of bases. The Earthquake Spell Tower just gives more options to spread the damage around the base, because the damage from the Earthquake is not dependent on other defenses around it, although you would want to try and have some high damage buildings next to this tower to try and finish off the troops when they do get that 30% damage applied to them. Finally, moving to the new pet though, upgrading the pet house from level 11 to 12 will unlock the Greedy Raven, which I do think will be great for farming, and when it comes to offense-based buildings, I like to upgrade those before any of the defenses. So 25.5 million elixir, 13 days and 12 hours for that upgrade. Once that is done though, you can begin to upgrade the Greedy Raven inside. So it naturally starts at level 1, and I will have all of the stats on your screen of the different levels, and that will equally show the upgrade cost and time of these. Quite a chunk of Dark Elixir, but at level 10, it has 3,500 hit points and deals 155 damage per second. However, you can notice resources damage times 5. That means at maximum level, its damage per second against storages, the town hall, any resource building is 775. So the Greedy Raven appears to have an 8-tile range, and it will bypass a non-resource building to attack a resource one if it's within that range. If it's not, then it will just attack non-resource buildings, defenses, the defending guardian, clan castle troops, or enemy heroes. This is great to assure that it's maximizing the damage output since it has that resource multiplier. And clearly because of this, it's really good for farming. To be honest, in battle mode, you could use it on just about any hero, but do note that because of the Greedy Raven's range, if you use it on the Barbarian King, it can sometimes take out buildings and force the king to go in a direction you weren't expecting. So it's probably a bit easier to predict by having it on a ranged hero like the Archer Queen or the Grand Warden. For me, when I just spam Valkyries around the base, it'll be great to attach this to the Archer Queen so it can help to take down those storages a lot quicker as well. And whilst farming is the natural use case, you could certainly use this a bit more strategically as well, especially in Clan War where you can tailor your army to the base a lot more. Maybe you're doing a Warden Walk against a lot of storages or into the Town Hall. You'll be surprised how quick the Greedy Raven can help you to mow down those areas of the base, which can then help you in speeding up that process because lengthy Warden Walks can result in time fails. When it comes to ranked attacks, I do think that Sneezy still offers you a little bit more flexibility and a failsafe over the Greedy Raven, but depending on the strategy you use, it certainly gives you more options. And even if you do just use this for your farming attacks, I think it's a great pet in that regard. Let me know how you plan on using the Greedy Raven though, and when the update is live, if you're making any purchases, you can support my channel with code JUDO beforehand. This helps in paying my team and making sure I can bring you the best Clash of Clans videos possible. Even over on the Supercell store, you can use my code where you can earn extra items with your purchases. But that is not everything for the update. There are some more sneak peeks, so get ready for those. In the meantime, I will place a recommended video on your screen. Enjoy the rest of your day.